Hi there, my name is Jonathan Baumgart. I'm the CEO of Atomiq Consulting. In today's video, I want to discuss launching a cryptocurrency license in Vanuatu. So let's get started. So a couple years back, Vanuatu recently began offering regulation for cryptocurrencies. Now, this is a region that was relatively unknown about a decade ago, but really came to fame in the FX and CFD space for being a place where brokers could get licensed with what is known as a securities dealer license. That's how Vanuatu kind of found itself on the map. In the last couple of years, they've expanded into cryptocurrency. I'll be discussing in this video the process involved in getting a cryptocurrency license, the timeline, and the costs. And at the end of the video, I'll also cover some key takeaways. So as a starting point, let's cover the costs. What's needed, or what does it cost if you want to get a cryptocurrency license in Vanuatu? So the biggest cost that stands out is the capital, which I would say is higher relative to other regions. So if you want to be licensed in Vanuatu for cryptocurrencies, the capital is 500,000 in US dollars. That is quite hefty, but that's what the regulatory authority chose, the VFSC. So be it. There are other regions that are more cost effective, but if you wanted to work in Vanuatu, that's what's needed. Other costs to consider are a local office, where you do need to have at least 2 directors on the ground. These directors should have passed local exams and have some kind of background or experience that is suitable to financial services and cryptocurrency. It is not possible to outsource these roles, so they must be local to Vanuatu. The additional fees to consider will be accounting, compliance, government fees in terms of the application, and other regulatory fees. Now, it's a bit cumbersome to bring all this up in the video. If you are interested in applying for this license, then definitely reach out and contact our team. We can get you a formal proposal that would cover all of these fees in more detail. But generally speaking, those are the major costs that you have to consider if you're looking to get cryptocurrency licensing in Vanuatu. So now I want to discuss what the process will be. How does that look? So if you are looking to get licensed in Vanuatu, what is the process? Well, as mentioned, the regulator, which is the Vanuatu Financial Services Commission, or VFSC, basically requires that you first open up a company. So that's a starting point, that you'll open a company. Now, before we actually do that, our team will reach out to you and we will gather all of the KYC, which just stands for Know Your Client information. Details like your ID, proof of residency, the CV. We'll gather all of this in preparation for your application. Once we have all these details, which also include details about your business, perhaps you want to apply as an existing company, then we'll need details about that. Once we have this overview, we will then form the company and submit the application. Now, the next step in the process is, after the application is submitted, there's a waiting period. This is the longest part of the process, where we basically have to wait for the VFSC to review the application. And what's always the case is they'll come back with questions. They may require additional documentation. They may ask for clarification on a few items, and there's kind of a back and forth process. Eventually though, once they are satisfied, then they will issue a pre-approval saying basically the license has been approved, contingent upon submitting the $500,000 government bond, which is their way of capital. Now, what's unique to Vanuatu is this money is held by the government in the form of a bond. It is not paid up capital, unlike a place like Labuan, where the money is deposited and you have a chance to kind of spend it throughout the year. You can't do this in Vanuatu. It must reside as a government bond. Now, once that's submitted, once that's put into place, basically you're all set. The license is approved. Your entity will be found on the Vanuatu website for cryptocurrency licensed entities. You'll be able to offer cryptocurrency services then, and we can assist you in obtaining the bank account. Now, how this is classified in Vanuatu, if you were to look up the business, is Class D. Now, I have another video where I cover these classes. In Vanuatu, the VFSC classifies the licenses into 4 distinct categories, A, B, C, and D. D is reserved specifically for cryptocurrency exchanges. Now, once you have this license, you'll be able to offer all the services that licensed cryptocurrency brokers do. You can offer futures, staking, list tokens. All of these things are possible once the license has been granted. So that's a kind of a quick overview of the process and what to expect. Now I'll just cover kind of the key takeaways or what to think about if you're interested in Vanuatu. So if you are interested in Vanuatu, some of the takeaways are: 1, can expect to receive this license, and I would say about 12 months. Now, you have to be careful here, and this is one reason to consider working with our group. I guarantee you on many of the sites of our competitors, you're going to find more aggressive timelines, like get the Vanuatu license in 3 months. It's not realistic. Our team has actually done these, and it's a good litmus test. You know, if you are considering going with a firm that can promise this in 3 months, I would get that in writing because it's just not realistic. Our team has done this. Realistically, it is a 12-month process. So Vanuatu does take longer than most jurisdictions. That's something that you should think about. Keep in mind as well, as mentioned, the capital does stand at $500,000. That is higher than most regions. However, there are not a whole lot of offshore regions at the moment that do have, I would say, functioning, realistic cryptocurrency licensing. So if you actually wanted to get a license, Vanuatu is one of the select regions in the world that are offshore and will grant you this license. You can get local banking. Our team can assist you with payment services as well. So you would have everything you need to operate a licensed cryptocurrency exchange. So these are some of the highlights, items, things you should consider if you're looking to apply for this license. Now, just to end the video, why work with Atomiq Consulting? Why consider us? So I'm the CEO. My name is Jonathan Baumgart. I started this company 10 years ago. Since then, we have an amazing track record of successful license approvals, not only in Vanuatu, but in many offshore regions in Europe, throughout the world. We also do banking licenses, payment licenses, and FX dealer and security licenses. We do everything. Not only do we have this positive track record, don't take my word. If you're interested, we can provide you references from some very well-known names in the industry. So if you're considering getting a license in Vanuatu, we have plenty of experience. We have the knowledge and expertise. What separates us from the competition? A lot of firms are fly-by-night. You'll see that they hide behind stock images, or they're not truthful in their background or what they do. That's why I make these videos. I would challenge you to find companies that have produced as many videos on a variety of subjects as mine. So keep that in mind. If you're deciding who to go with, who you should consider, we have the expertise, we have the knowledge, and we've been around for a while, and we're not going anywhere. So if you're interested in obtaining a cryptocurrency license in Vanuatu, then you definitely want to reach out to us and contact myself or our team of consultants. we would be happy to go in much greater detail than this video on the process. We'll cover what the costs will be, outline the process, look over everything for your firm so that you can make the best decision possible. So I wish to thank you for checking out this video on Vanuatu. If you like this content, please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you have any questions. We always respond to the comments within a couple of days maximum, usually within the day. So let us know your feedback. If there's a specific topic on Vanuatu that you would like us to cover, then let us know. We'll be more than happy, if time permits, to make the video. But almost always, if I think it's a good question, there's always time I'll make to produce the video. So thank you very much for checking out this video, and we'll talk soon. Bye.